Hey guys, welcome back. I am Alicia Lyons, and I've been unpacking my mom guilt toolbox for you on my channel. The first two videos I talked about being generous with your self-care and being generous with your love. Today, I want to talk about being generous with your time. Obviously, time is something that's pretty, like, everyone has the same amount of time. And I think that one of the ways that we are not very compassionate with each other is when people say we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And that's true to an extent. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. But what we don't have is the same responsibilities, in the same responsibilities in the day. So, a single mom who is working 2 or 3 jobs to support her family doesn't have the same 24 hours that I do when I'm, a work from home mom who has, I have a couple of businesses, but I have a lot more time. I have a lot more flexibility. I have a lot more freedom. And so I think it's insensitive when we say that we all have the same 24 hours. But the one thing that I do want to say about our time is that our kids deserve some of our time. And we need to be as generous with our time as possible. So when we have, so I mentioned the 2 different lifestyles, like the single mom who has a couple of jobs, and then myself who works from home. So when you're in that position where you have multiple jobs, you don't have flexibility in your schedule, you only get maybe 15 minutes a day with your kids, make those 15 minutes like the best 15 minutes that you can possibly give them. Ask them what they want to do, read them a story, if it's right before bedtime, whatever it is, like make sure it's something that is intentional. Because if we have, all day, every day with our kids, like if we're a stay-at-home mom, and we have, everybody has the cooking and cleaning and the laundry and all of that. So I think we have a little bit of, can't think of the word, but we kind of take for granted how much time that we have. And so we're like, well, I have all this time with the kids. But a lot of the times that time is not really intentional. And I'm talking to myself as well, because I do run a couple of businesses. So I'm, especially right now, we're in the middle of shelter in place, COVID-19. School is in session, but it's online. And so we're together a lot, my son and I. But we have like set times to have like quality time. So I just recently started doing 25 minutes, I think it's called a Pomodoro, where you do 25 minutes of work and then 5 minutes of a break and 25 minutes of work. And a true Pomodoro is 3 25 minutes of work, 2 5-minute breaks, and then a 15-minute break. And so, when I told Xander that was what I was going to be doing, he said, well, what about your days off? And I kind of chuckled to myself. I was like, what are days off? I don't know what that is. But so what I realized the first day of doing that was he really only wanted like the first 5, maybe 10 minutes of snuggles. And then he was good. That was how much quality time that he really wanted. And then I had more time to do other stuff around the house. Like the 25 minutes I'm doing my work, and the 5 minutes I'm either, playing with him, snuggling with him, or if he's good and he doesn't need that time anymore, then I can do the laundry, then I can do the dishes. And so it's just about being really intentional with our time to get the most out of it. But what happens with humans is when we get what we need, we actually end up needing less of it. One of the things that I like is my alone time. Right now, my son is with his grandparents. And so what I've noticed in this quiet time, I haven't had a lot of quiet time in the last 6 months. And I'm like way more productive because I have this time to myself. And I have my schedule structured in a way where, you know, I get up at 5, but as soon as I can, I'm immediately on the phone with somebody. I go for a walk at 5:30, and if my friend's awake, I'm talking to her on the phone. And if she's not, then I'm listening to music. And so I haven't scheduled that quiet time for myself. And I've noticed that my work has been suffering a little bit. My creativity has been suffering a little bit. And so all of this is to say, like, when you're more intentional with your time, then, and you're giving your kids what they need less of it. When you give yourself what you need less of it. So I hope that you find this helpful. This is the last of the generosity tool. In the next video, we'll be talking about understanding. So that's the second of the mom guilt tools that I'm excited to unpack with you. So until next time, have a great rest of your afternoon. Bye-bye.